Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Owen Town. Here's what's coming up today. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy welcome to 2023. A fine festive fair for Luton Town this season when we went through the whole of the Christmas period and got 9 points, 7 goals. We put that Sky Jinx to bed, and to cap it all, we had that long-awaited win at Loftus Road, which was a fantastic performance. With me tonight, just Bottaro, because Luke's working. Bottaro, Happy New Year. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was all right.
It was all right. Football was fine, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the main thing, isn't it? Well, actually, no, I probably should rephrase that. Firstly, Dave, how was your Christmas? Let me get out of that one.
Christmas was fine. Christmas was fine. I enjoyed every moment of it. I enjoyed the Christmas pod. I enjoyed all the feedback we had from that, and genuinely, I thoroughly enjoyed the football. Mm-hmm. The football has been amazing. What we thought we'd do this evening is just go through the 3 games, really. We'll spend a little bit of time on the first 2, and then I think we'll give it a little bit more on the Huddersfield game, because that was the most recent one. So, despite all the times I said during our podcast I wasn't going to go Boxing Day, I went. Yeah. I went, and I'm so glad I went. Norwich City at home, Boxing Day. The crowd was a little bit sparse because of, the timing of it.
And to be fair, I'll be the first person to say I was not there on Boxing Day.
But you watched it, right?
Of course I watched it, yeah. Obviously I had things going on. Obviously I had my little one, blah, blah, blah. But anyway.
So changes for that game was Bell was brought in, obviously, to replace Potts. And from memory, I think we started pretty decently. I thought we had a pretty good start to the game. Did it come across like that on the television?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Against Norwich, we were fantastic. That first half, honestly, I couldn't work out how we weren't 2 to 3 goals up at half time. I think there was obviously the free kick from James Bree that was saved onto the bar, and the rebound. That was first half, yeah.
And what about the header from Adebayo? The Adebayo header, I had my head in my hands. How did he not score that? Do you remember that one?
Adebayo's header?
Yeah.
Sure, it was what, the Lockyer one you mean? Back post?
No.
The ball got flipped back in and then Lockyer missed it, that one.
Was that Lockyer?
It was Lockyer.
Are you sure?
100%.
I'll give you that then.
I mean, to be fair, I had camera angles from the TV from Sky, so I was, That's the one you're on about anyway.
There was one, I thought it was Adebayo myself, but there was one where the head was easier to score than not score.
You know about the one where it's the back post, it's come back in again at the back post, and he flicked it like that, and it's gone wide.
Yeah, if you say so.
So
maybe we're talking about
you've been drinking too much, though. Well, that's what it was.
There could be that. But what I'm saying is we created so many opportunities, and in that first half, you're thinking, well, surely Norwich can't be that bad the whole match. Surely they're going to pick up at some point. I know they have their problems. I know they're just recently relegated. However, you wouldn't have guessed that they were in the Premier League, and we haven't been. No,
to be fair, I mean, if you looked at both teams, you would have looked at us and gone, wow. Well, as a neutral, I know for a fact that you would have gone, wow, Luton, were they the team that, if you haven't watched football before, you'd have gone, Luton team that got relegated from Premier League. If you said one of them had, you'd have thought it'd been us.
Yeah.
Because we looked like we had the quality of player, we looked more organised, considering, Rob Edwards has come in, done a fantastic job so far.
Hey, we're going to talk about Rob Edwards in a bit, yeah.
Obviously, we'll get into that, but
the new manager bounce is there, isn't it?
Yeah, no, of course. And it was almost like we've been playing under him, and he'd been coaching us for the last 6 years. Because everyone knew what they were doing. What
do you think? Let's just talk about it now. What do you think has changed since he's come along? Because I feel that the team are looking quicker at the moment and faster to the ball, and they seem to be playing a little bit better than they did under Nathan. Am I right or wrong, or is it just because I'm under the euphoria of having 3 wins in a row?
I think, look, let's stay level, to be fair. But I know what you're saying. You've got a point. But I think at the moment, I know they keep saying that things haven't really changed and how we play and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like under Rob Edwards, currently in the situation we're in, we're playing more on the front foot rather than the back foot. Not the back foot, I hate that term, but more on the fact of, unless it's like a counter-attack. On Nathan Jones, we were known as a team that had like less than 40% possession, but like, do you know what I mean? And slow teams down, etc., whatever else, and then counter-attacks were made. Basically, like we were known for, what's the word? When you take your chances, like you get 2 chances. What's the word? Come on, help me out. I've had a few beers.
Counter-attacking football. You
know,
say.
yeah. Like, you know when you get like 2 chances in the whole game, you take both of them. What's the term you use for that? It's very
2 goals.
no, David. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, we're very precise with what we do. I can't think of the word you want me to say.
Yeah, you know
I don't.
what I mean.
I know what you mean though.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about that with Rob Edwards, I found the football more exciting recently, so I'm quite happy about that. And you think about how exciting it was when Campbell got the goal at Norwich. I mean, that strike was brilliant, but he actually, what did he get? He picked the ball up like that 30 yards out.
Nicking the ball, dude.
Nicking the ball.
Nicking the ball.
Campbell, he's everywhere. You cannot think of our starting lineup without him in it now.
No, of course. I mean, you see Alan Campbell, all you think is pick a pocket or 2, don't you? Because let's face it, that's all he does. He just nicks the ball off every single person that he's around.
And the strike for the goal.
Oh, it's brilliant. I mean, we've seen it over the last couple of days as well, like the QPR game, obviously the game yesterday against Huddersfield, and etc. and whatever else. But this guy, he's like a little bubble of theft.
Bubble of theft.
Yeah,
that's a new phrase.
Because anytime like you're in that sort of like zone of Alan Campbell, the ball is sticking to Alan Campbell. It's going back to him. He's getting that ball back.
He's a brilliant player.
Like a magnet.
And he deserved the goal. 61 minutes, 1-0. It's nothing more than Luton Town deserve. And then we get a red card for Osho. Now, for me, what peed me off more than anything else was the first yellow. Was never a yellow in a million years. But once you're on a yellow card, you've got to be a little bit more careful, haven't you? You know, that even as wrong as the first yellow card was, you as a player then have to think, listen, I can't get myself in any more trouble. And it was a clumsy challenge, wouldn't you say?
Oh, of course. I mean, it was. Well, I say clumsy. He knew what he was doing. I think he pulled back his shirt as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
He grabbed him, whatever else. But like you say, the first one, okay, going back to it, it was, I'll be honest, the decision was pathetic from the referee. He has won the ball. I mean, you can see it clear on the TV. I mean, I don't know about you at the time, if you'd seen it or whatever else, but...
No, I couldn't understand the first one. Obviously, until I watched it back on television, I didn't really realise how poor that decision was.
Straight away, I'm screaming at the TV, going, he's got the ball, he's got the ball, he's got the ball. How the hell... You can see the ball like being trapped, like basically stopped between the 2 players.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, here we go. Like, he's not going to get booked. It's a free kick. Fine, we'll get on with it. And he gets booked. You think, oh, geez, like, come on, man, what's going on?
But knowing that, then you have to be more careful.
But yes, but the second one was... Some people might, well, I was about to say stupid, but was it stupid in the end? Probably not.
Well, with hindsight, no, because of the result. But at the time...
And I think, was it Pookie that was going through as well?
Yeah.
Whoever it was. But he might have got something out of that, you never know, which then has changed like the dimension of the game. So, look...
Although the dimension of the game was challenged after he got sent off. And then Norwich did equalise. And then you thought...
Yeah, but you look at it this way, did it kind of help us a little bit? Did they come out and think... Oh, we can push on. Did it open spaces for us then to...
Well, maybe so. That's a good point. But at the time, you're thinking, we've played this well, we haven't converted our chances, let's not let this go now. Let's not let all the effort we've put in end up with 0. And, you know, could we have done better for the Pookie goal? Because there are some people that would say maybe Horvath could have done better.
Yeah. I personally think it could have saved it. I mean, I'd love to know people's opinions on this. I mean, if people would like to let us know what they think on this, but for me personally, I think he went down a bit too early on the dive. Don't get me wrong, it was a good strike. Dan Potts got sent on his way because I think he slipped over or whatever happened to Dan Potts.
Right.
But yeah, for me, I mean, look, the ball's going to cross the goal. He's edge of the area, whatever else.
And then
for me, he has to stand up and save it. He has to get to it.
I don't know. I think that could be a little bit harsh in my opinion. However,
maybe.
However, let's just go and think. The manager then decided time for a change. On comes Woodrow. Yeah. Inspired as far as I can say. 4 minutes on the pitch, and what a goal to win it!
Oh wow! I mean, look, I think was it a throw-in from the right-hand side, wasn't it? Was it Bree? And then into, was it Clark? And then Clark wins the ball, like he just dives in.
Clark winning the ball was brilliant.
Commitment, 100%
Another
commitment.
player that you don't want not to start.
100% commitment with what he done. He jumped into it sort of like, I think he sort of like flicked the ball on a little bit for Woodrow. And I'll be honest, right, everyone goes on about Woodrow's finish, but I'm sorry, for me, I keep saying it, the first touch from Woodrow, it's the first touch for me that makes that goal. It
took it away from the player quite easily.
He was so calm.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was chill as anything.
He knew where that was going.
100%. And then you look at it, it's not like he doesn't smash the ball. He doesn't smash the ball at all. He actually, you watch the finish, he cuts like underneath the ball. It was planned. He's like, I'm going to fire. I'm going to hit my target. I'm hitting my target. Yeah.
The only thing that disappointed me about that game was the fact that we didn't sing "We've only got 10 men" when we won it. That's the only thing that disappointed me. I mean, what a way to start the Christmas period. And then a few days later, we trek off to London. And for those that went, early kick-off, Sky again. And
early kick-off?
Later kick-off, that's what I meant. I was a bit drunk.
You mean the shit time for a kick-off?
I was,
you meant. Yeah.
I didn't want to say that. Firstly, what I want to say about it was the atmosphere at Loftus Road from Luton Town supporters was amazing. It was a really good, proper away game, and it was full of voice, full of encouragement for the team, and the team performed just as well, didn't they? Let's have we have not won there, 38 years? Something stupid like that.
1984 was it?
Is that long ago? Is that 28 years or 38 years? I don't know my maths anymore. But
I'll work out that.
We haven't, go for it. We haven't won there for ages, but we started right on the front foot. From minute one, we was on them. Mm-hmm. Again, is this a Rob Edwards influence? I don't know. But from minute one, we was on it, and, we silenced their fans super quick.
Yes, and like you say, was it within 10 minutes, wasn't it? Morris gets the goal.
Well, the Morris goal, again, was a bit of genius. Was it Alfie?
Alfie Doughty with the assist.
Doughty with the assist. I think he runs the thing I like about the Morris goal there was how quick he decided to shoot. I mean, through the legs of a QPR player, maybe that's a bit fortunate. Yeah. However, the quickness of what he wanted to do. You
make your own fortune, Dave. That's the thing. You make your own fortune. And the thing is, right, I mean, I'm about to say, I would have hit my left as well. I love a left-footed shot, but obviously I'm not a professional, I'm shit. But Morris, that goal there just proves to me that this guy can do it all. I think we all know this anyway, but that proves to me, I mean, left foot, right foot, he can score with his head as well. But this goal here, it's almost like the ball comes to him. There's nothing else in front of him. He can't pick out a pass. There's the defenders in front of him, whatever else. He thinks, do you know what? I'm going to cut across this. And he cuts across it so perfectly. The ball, it's like a daisy cutter. It slides, but it's so fast-paced as well.
It was a brilliant, brilliant goal.
Fantastic
and what a dream start. And clearly that set us off in the crowd really well. I don't think we was ever in trouble in that game. I don't remember really thinking Queen's Park Rangers might score a goal in that first half. I can't remember anything that says that. I don't recall them really having
a shot on target. I mean, I do recall them having a shot on target.
But nothing that you thought, we're on the back foot here again.
No.
And then we steam out in the second half, 47 minutes, so 2 minutes in, and again, it's Morris at the end of a cross, fortunately headed on by a Rangers defender.
Otherwise, even offside, but yeah.
But he did so well to get there.
And let's face it, that finish is not easy as well.
No, not easy at all.
The Football League show, I think it was Clinton Morrison. But yeah, he was one that said, that's not an easy finish. Like, obviously, whatever you think about him, whatever else, but it's true. Like, there was so much praise for Luton after that because it's almost like we're seeing Luton now creating goals, scoring goals that your top teams would score, and you go, that's the difference. And then the goals that we need to score.
Well, that is the difference, isn't it? Making your chances count, and that's what we failed to do.
Difficult finishes as well. Finishes in there as well. They are very, very difficult finishes, especially that second one, like you say. It was a flick on from their defender. Morris then has to anticipate where the ball's going, and if you see the connection he gets onto it as well, it's brilliant. He doesn't swipe it, he doesn't smash it, he just
guides it in.
He just sticks his foot there, doesn't he?
Guides it in.
Yeah.
And
he gets a toe onto it.
But that's the difference, isn't it, between us now and us a few months ago when we were complaining about not taking those chances and then not converting 1 point into 3, or holding on to 1 point because we played so poorly at home. And at 2-0, you're thinking this is probably done, but don't let Queen's Park Rangers score. And they had a couple of moments where you thought maybe they could, and then we were treated with a special Christmas goal.
Oh.
I mean, the move up to that goal from across the field, like 5 passes until.
This goal needs a special mention, and we need to focus on this for a bit longer. This goal.
Describe it to me then.
Oh, I mean, I'll be honest, I was a bit jealous I weren't there yet again. I feel like a real bad fan right now. I wasn't even there at the QPR game either. To be fair, I'm thankful because I would not spent £36 on the ticket because I had a virus as well. I was absolutely floored with a virus at the time.
I spent 30 quid, mate. I took the cheap seat. However, having said that...
No, but you had a decent view. I saw your view was like... So,
having said that, when that ball left out his foot, everybody knew where it was going. And Alan Campbell celebrated quite early.
Hands straight up, wasn't it?
That hit in the back of the net sent the crowd into euphoria. It was an amazing goal.
But everyone goes on about the strike. Can I say the build-up is the best thing about that goal? The first touch from Morris, I mean, the way the ball was drilled... It was almost not drilled into him. It was almost like, well, it kind of was drilled in. It was chipped into him at a very fast pace.
He did well to control it.
He just cushioned it.
He did well to do, and to know where
anticipation where Dowie was going as well,
and to know where he was going to go.
Fantastic.
And even if he didn't meant it, he put it in the right place.
Surely that's coached. That has to be coached.
Well, you'd like to think so.
Has to be. He has to know that when Doughty comes in, or he puts the ball and he starts running. And for Morris to know. I mean, unless Morris is a mind reader, and he's we know he's an intelligent bloke, but unless he's a genius, that has to be coached. I'm sorry. And if it's not coached, then wow. That's something else. That really is.
What an absolutely corker of a day out there that was.
Yeah. You behind the goal at that point, was you? That went in?
Oh, yeah.
It was behind that goal, wasn't you?
There was behind that goal. And just to say, the atmosphere on that away game was probably one of the better ones this season, in fact. One of the best ones for a long time away. Mm-hmm. I think everybody was in it. Everybody really wanted to win, and really, let's be fair. At the start of the season, when we played them at home, QPR thought they were going to win the bloody league at one point. So I know that they have been in a bit of bother with results recently, but off the back of Norwich, you're now thinking, 6 out of 6, and we've got potentially, if you had to look at those 3 fixtures, potentially the third one, you're thinking, well, this must be the easier of the 3, and that's always a mistake to make, isn't it?
Yeah, never. There's no easy. Like I say, there's never any easy games. Don't ever judge like a fixture or whatever else, because I mean, look, we lost to Wigan for fuck's sakes, and they're bottom of the table, and we've beaten I think the top 4 or 5 or whatever. So
what I think about when you look at the top 6 or 8 teams, we've had good results against lots of them, with the exception of one who we won't repeat again. However, so we go off to Huddersfield, scenes from obviously the playoffs last season, something we wanted to put straight. So when you think about it, 2-1 away after a 3-0 and a 2-1 at home, you've got to be happy with that. Look at you shaking. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Especially in the manner as well.
So we asked you for your 3-word reviews on the Huddersfield game, and we've got a couple here that I'd like to read out. JP says, immense comeback win. Nick, sweet victory. Dan, revenge is sweet. I like Rob's pitch invasion cancelled. Thomas, Burke, striker finish. Kilty, 9 massive points. Danny, a new manager bounce. We've sort of mentioned that already. Kate, ground it out. And George, super Robbie Edwards. Any of those pick up?
Yeah, I'll be honest. The first one I've seen there that stands out for me is the excuse me. Oh dear.
You should stop drinking that whiskey, mate.
No, it's not even that. That was the beer that time. Jesus. Excuse me. But yes, ground it out, like Kate said there. It was the first time under Rob Edwards, obviously a bar in the Middlesbrough game, that we've ground out result. And let's face it, we were the better team first half against Huddersfield. Second half, I thought we were really poor. But we ground out result. We found a way to win. We came from behind again. Well, I say again, we came from behind to win a game. And that for me is the most impressive thing. I mean, you can go to QPR, okay, if we're winning 3-0, I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do. We won 3-0, it was comfortable. The game was already over sort of like after a certain amount of time. We knew this. I know we don't like to say it, but it was true. But against Huddersfield, I felt like it was a tougher game because it's almost like first half we were so good. We went a goal down. We missed, I think, an opportunity from Adebayo and whoever else. But it was almost like you couldn't see much happening in the game.
Well, don't forget though that Huddersfield had not come out of the festive period too bad either. They'd won 2 on the bounce as well, so they were looking for that third that takes them out of that relegation zone. And to say that we started well, I totally agree with you. I think we got our first opportunity after about 10 minutes.
Is it Adebayo, wasn't it? The splitting passes again, wasn't it?
How on earth?
No, Morris, wasn't it? It's Adebayo.
It was Morris to Adebayo. But when Adebayo was running at this target, I would have said last season he would have scored that.
Yeah, I'd say so. Or pick someone out at least, yeah.
And so, you get a glorious chance like that and you're thinking, will the next one come to us? Jacob's written down here, Nichols saved well, but I think he gave him too much of the ball.
I'll be honest, I said yesterday as well, the goalkeeper did very well. Look at what he does, his position of his body and his legs. It was a brilliant save, to be fair. A lot of goalkeepers don't save that. But
would you say last season Adebayo would have scored that?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one to say, to be fair, because it's the way he runs in at the angle as well. He runs it at the angle. It's not an easy chance. He's running from, I think, 35 yards out.
He has
to calm himself down and slow himself down and think, where am I going to put this? And then the goalkeeper, he's a good goalkeeper, Lee Nichols. I hate to say it. He used to play for the Milton Keynes Tossers, but he's played for them and he's a very good goalkeeper. And he's done very well. Yeah, maybe you could say, maybe he should have scored. I'm not going to be too harsh on him, I'll be honest. I'm not.
Well, so I don't want to be harsh on Adebayo because I think he put a real shift in on that match. I think he worked really hard. Yeah.
Great, yeah.
It's just that, we're all, as supporters, we're all willing him to get back on the goal scoring machine that he was the season before. And it's disappointing that didn't go in. And then, to rub salt in the wounds, Huddersfield had the first shot on goal and it goes in.
That's a bit of a... bad one, that.
Go on then.
Awful goal as well, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was an awful goal.
Really awful goal. I'm sorry, but that Jack Radoni, the geezer, he turned us down in the sun. Not that I'm bitter about it or anything, but...
you don't sound it.
Nah, I don't care anyway. But what I'm saying is the fact that I think he's cut in past like 1 or 2 players, and he scuffed the ball so badly, it's gone to their players. Why was there no one anticipating that? Why was their guy left? I don't know who scored. I can't remember his name, but why was that guy left in 10 yards of room?
Yeah,
where is everyone defending it?
As soon as the ball broke to him, you're thinking, it's going to.
And next minute he's got the ball and he's pinged it across Horvath into the bottom corner. And you're thinking, you just think to yourself, how? Why? How's that happened?
Well, especially because we were so on top of the game. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that annoyed me more was the fact that it was their first chance.
And to be fair, also going back onto that goal as well, I think it was Amari Bell had him in the corner as well.
Oh, yeah.
From the start of it. I forgot about that. How do we forget about that? I'm sitting there moaning about how Radoni's scuffed a shot.
No, and how Bell should have not let him get fast in there.
Bell should not be letting him get out of there.
No.
Not like that anyway.
Absolutely not.
And he's absolutely done Bell, and it's like, oh, fucking hell, what's going on here then?
No, you pointed that out on the day as well.
It was shocking. It was so
should
bad.
Never have happened. However, let's think about what happened then. Because it's the first time that, apart from the Middlesbrough game, which we lost, it's the first game that we've had to chase a game to try and win under Edwards. And this is exactly what we did. We picked up the game. And
who's the man to make to make the amends? Amari Bell scores the goal.
Yeah, and it was a decent goal too.
I remember screaming, going, he's fucking about time. That's it. About time Amari Bell scored again, blah, 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 blah. He's had to make amends to the... But anyway, look, obviously, I'm not a hater of Amari. I like Amari Bell, so...
I mean, I suspect that if you was at the stadium, which sadly I wasn't this time, you wouldn't have realised that it'd gone over. But on the television, when you're watching live... It was probably about this much over, but... I called it straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a goal, and you could see it was a goal.
I think by the referee's... reaction, you knew it was a goal because the referee just stopped, didn't he? Looked at his watch like that, and then you can see his hand, dude. Yeah, goal. And you thought, relief.
But no more than we deserved.
No
more than we deserved, and it just shows you now that we got the bit between our teeth, and we're going to push on. Now, I think it was very scrappy, second half, very scrappy.
Yeah, it was. I'll be honest, it was one of the worst halves of football I've seen in a long time. And I've seen a lot of real bad foot matches in the last 6 months, and I think that was up there. Whether Huddersfield made it difficult for us to play, and maybe credit goes to them, they're going, oh, do you know what, just don't give anything away. Maybe, I don't know. But I think Luke, I quote him on this now, I'm pretty sure this is what he said as well, and he can back me up next week, or whenever it is, he's next back. He might not be back next week, but anyway, I'm sure he will. But I'm going to quote, he said, I feel like Huddersfield have had the ball in that same corner of the pitch the whole game. And they kept taking throw-ins from the left-hand side, so their left wing attacking our goal.
Yeah. And
he kept saying, I'm sure they've had the ball in that area the whole game, the whole of the second half.
But they created nothing.
No, they created absolutely nothing. It was great.
I think I've read some comments online from Huddersfield supporters, and all they kept saying was, look at Luton's front line. And then there was one Huddersfield supporter who wanted to say we were the better team, not Luton, but Huddersfield were the better team. We were looking most likely to win. And the reply to that was, when Luton were chasing that game at the end, they loaded up the strikers, and we did. We did. We brought Woodrow on again, didn't we?
Yeah. Woodrow came on.
Louis Watson, give him a mention, though. What a game.
Wow. Do you know what? I think he came off, didn't he, at some point?
Yeah, he came off. He came off for Woodrow.
Yes, yeah. And me going, why would you take Watson off? Get a bit emotional about it. I thought he could. I personally, I'll be honest, I wouldn't say he controlled the game. He wasn't the best player in the park, but that area, obviously, where he was playing,
it's good to see that we got a player there.
It was intelligence. He knew where the ball was going or where he was going to play the ball before the ball came to him. He had that picture. He looked up, he looked left, he looked right, he looked behind him. He knew, he had the awareness, the whole spatial awareness of everything around him. And the moment that summed it up for me is where he got the ball and the ball came to him and he stepped into it and then backed off and then run the other way and let the ball go past him. The awareness then to run onto the ball. He was doing it the whole game. It's almost like he was pivoting between spaces and he did not lose the ball.
Can you see him starting more in games to come?
I mean, if he can do that every week. I mean, look, I'm not being disrespectful to Huddersfield, but it will come up against a lot better opposition. If he can do it against, a top 12, I say a top 12 side. I mean,
say top half team.
I mean, you say a top half team, but Dave, these teams could be like 18th one week and 12th the next week. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those ones. I don't know how to say it these days, but no, look, what I'm saying is, if you put him in there for the next 3-4 games and he can do it, and looks comfortable, and there's a pass succession rate of, say, like, I don't know, anything over 85% or whatever, 80%. I know it's a big ask, but I think from a holding midfield area, you need to have that. Because it's nothing silly. Don't try and play too many range passes, whatever else. Try and keep it neat and tidy and let your players ahead of you do that. But look, if he can do it and he can, it's got to be off the ball as well. I mean, off the ball work is key for us as a team. So he has to be able to do that as well. But look, I mean, I'm sure he's still young. I can't see why he wouldn't be able to do it. But look, like you say, give the guy some time, and we'll see.
We can't leave this game without talking about the winner. And Cameron Jerome came on, another inspired substitution for the last 10 minutes. And he's
sponsored by Delayed Driving School.
Oh, thank you very much. And he set up the winner. Bree, low cross for Burke. I'm sorry, I'm saying the word Burke, but Burke.
Yeah.
And he's in there, and he strikes it really well.
Oh, brilliant. It was a centre forward's finish, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
And at the point of that, I think we all went a bit mental, didn't we?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, to be fair,
unfortunately,
I knew what happened because this twat over here, me, yeah, that is me, always. Decided to go into my phone because I got a bit nervous and look through all the football scores, blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden, as I saw my phone, about a minute before the goal, I was, on the what I was watching was slightly behind,
suspended,
and all of a sudden I've got a little ping on my phone, goal, Luton Town. And I've looked at it and I've just gone, see, you lot were like, what's going on? Were you laughing at me? I was just sat there laughing to myself, wasn't I?
But the thing is, despite that, it was well deserved. And to think that we've had 3 games in, 8 days, 7 days? Something like that. And
literally 7 days, I think, 8, yeah.
That was the perfect Christmas period for us. And I don't think we've had a Christmas period like that for a long, long time. Probably going back to maybe non-league times.
I don't think we've done it in non-league, did we?
I did make a note of it, but I've forgotten to write.
Dave.
I think about 2000.
Luke, hurry up and come back. Well, he's not very good.
Anyway, what I'd like to say is,
joking.
what a brilliant Christmas period. 9 points, and even though I would have been happy with 6, maybe 7, but 9 is unbelievable. Sets us up quite well. We've got a little break coming up there. Stats and facts from the foot mob. Huddersfield 6 shots, 3 on target. Luton 10 shots.
3 on target again, was it?
Well, it says 1 on target here, but there's no way we scored twice. Yes, I don't like it. And much deserved. Much deserved. Let us know what you think of our Christmas festivity period. Unbelievable effort by the lads, and I'm so proud that we got all 9 points and I managed to go on the Boxing Day, which I wasn't going to do. The problem we have with January is, though, the transfer window opens. And now what we're going to think about is, can we retain our squad? Or can we retain those members of our squad?
Well, you're worried about Nathan Jones taking some players.
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously Nathan is struggling at Southampton, but, you know, he knew what he was going into. So if he comes trying to pick, who would he go for?
Surely not. Surely he's not going to. Unless it's Morris, because Morris could be, I think he's the only one that could probably step up at the moment that he might look at and go, we need a goal. We need someone to like make goals. But he's not taking no players. They're not leaving. Let's forget about that one and move on. So what does Rob Edwards need to do in the January transfer window? We need a new centre-half. I think everyone knows this. Am I wrong? I mean, I'm sure everyone agrees with this. And I think I've seen a lot of people have the same opinion. We need one centre-half minimum. We are struggling defensively. Well, we are, but, you know... No, it's working. It is working, but you're right. You want someone who's... there. Do we go for loans? Do we sell a couple of players? Do free transfers? Who do we sell? Well, currently for me, no one. I mean, I saw a comment the other day, someone saying, oh yeah, get rid of Osho. I was thinking, what? In what world would you sell Osho? Absolutely not. No way. This guy he's come on leaps and bounds as well. Can I just say Osho? He deserves a space in and around the squad. But I think we need, a bit of experience. I think... I'm going to say it. An old head might be worthwhile. An older head, not like an old head like someone who's like way past it. I mean, an older head in like I'm going to say it. Someone like Curtis Davis. Curtis Davis. Wow. I'm not saying he'll come back. I'm not saying like we'll get hit like someone like him. But I'm just saying like. So I've experience has done it before. Who can then be called upon if we need him? I'm not saying he's going to start every week, but someone who can be called upon if we need him. I've said it in the past. Nathan Jones sold Luton Town as a club to anybody who came to what he wanted to bring into the club. Do we think that Rob Edwards has the same pulling power? Well, I mean, surely like results and how we're playing football draws certain players in if we're achieving. And he'll know a few players anyway. Yeah, I mean, he's played for Wolves and whatever else. So he's in and around the setups and whatever. So yeah, I'm sure. Look. I'm not saying pulling power. You say that about Nathan Jones though, but I just think how does he pull certain players? Well, no, I just think that the way that Nathan probably sold Luton Town was a key to some people coming. I'm not saying Rob Edwards can't do it. I mean, I'm just saying Rob Edwards is a much better looking man, so you never know. You've got a man crush on him, haven't you? To be fair, you've got a total man crush on him. No, but look, you see what I'm saying though. He's a smooth operator. I mean, let's face it. He's a likeable bloke. I mean, he comes across really nice in his interviews. I'll be honest. I mean, I'm taken to him already. You know this. Yeah. And I think the majority of the Luton fan base are taken to him. It was difficult with the link from them down the road, but do you know what? Forget about that. He's a likeable bloke, and I think he's. I say pulling power. That sounds ridiculous. Yeah, we're not going to say it again, but. Stop it! You're making your own jokes up now. What I would say about. The transfer window is I always panic because I don't know quite enough about who we should replace or who we don't want to see leave. Obviously, you'd be devastated if any of the big first teamers left. Your Alan Campbells or of course. Clark He's or Morris. Campbell, yeah, I can see. But at this moment in time, they should be contracted to a good contract. And actually, if they're enjoying their football, they'll stay. We asked you guys... what does Rob Edwards need to do in the January transfer window? And Sharon says, sort out the players we have out on loan. Some of them need to go. Get some defensive players. We keep losing them to injury or silly red cards.
and bring Horvath on board permanently.
Yeah, do you know what? 100%. Get Horvath. Get him on board 100%. Get him. Just pay the money. If he's £3 million, pay the £3 million. He's worth it. This guy has massively improved us as in the goalkeeping region. I'd like to think so.
And the issue with that is that he'll get called back at some point.
Yeah, this is it. But I'm sure. Well,
he's on a season loan.
I see something. I don't know how true it is. Apparently, Forest have offered us something to say that we can sign him. But like you say, there is a lot of things going about. But apparently, I think £3 million or £3.5 million, all it would take him to Luton. So
Carter says, sell Osho, bring in 2 centre-backs and a CDM. No. Decide on who we're going to try and keep out of the out of contract players in the summer, and if possible, offload for a bit of money in January if we can get better replacements.
Why would you sell Osho? This is what I said to you earlier. About 10 minutes ago, 5-10 minutes ago. Why would you sell Osho? Why?
Well, we can ask Carter again.
Carter, if you like to message him on Twitter or whatever else or YouTube, you let us know why you get rid of Osho. I want to know why. I want 3 good reasons why. Because for me, Osho is getting better and better by the month, we'll say. Play holding midfield and he can play centre-back.
Okay. Well, Mike says, not sure whether it was at Nathan or the club or both that prefer a permanent over loan. But Rob Edwards may be happy to get a loan or 2 in from the Premiership, maybe. A centre-half or 2, which would allow Osho to move as cover at CDM.
There you go, like Osho cover, but do not get rid of him.
Kate says, and this is where I'm going with this one, Kate, I can see 1 or even 2 of our forwards going. Probably Cornick, his contract is almost up. Would love to see McAtee recalled as his replacement. A permanent keeper would be nice. Whether that be Horvath or someone new, I don't mind. Need to sign at least 1 defender. I don't think we disagree with you, Kate.
Well, yeah, I'm not no disagreement there, of course, but McAtee recalled. Obviously, maybe Cornick going out. We've not really seen McAtee play. So at the moment, let's keep Cornick. If you recall McAtee, yeah, fine, see how he gets on. If he's better than Cornick, see how it goes on. But at the moment, Cornick has done nothing wrong either. So,
Ad says a centre back as Burke is only good for 20 or so games a season. Wouldn't say no to a CDM on loan if Lansbury's going out long term. Although I do really like the trio of Campbell, Clark, and Pelly. Again, we're stacked there, so somebody will probably have to go. And finally, Luton and I, we're 2 centre backs and a CDM light, but there needs to be some remedial work done on the squad because he thinks it's too unbalanced, too much fluff, nowhere near the first team, mostly out on loan currently. Whether that's a job for the mad January window or the sensible summer one, which makes sense.
Yeah.
All valid points. So let us know what you think. If you want to leave some comments on the video below or on our social media, we'd be loving to hear from you. Next 5 games, obviously we've got an FA Cup fixture against Wigan. Another stupid time for a kick-off, obviously, and then so I'm hopeful we can win that one because it'd be nice to get a nice Premier League team
since last time as well.
It'd be nice to go to Premier League, team in the 4th round or even all the way to the final. I don't mind. And then we have West Brom, Wigan, Cardiff, and Stoke. What do we want out of that? If we get 9 out of that, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
You say 9.
Well, I'm saying if we get 9, there's 4 games there.
Look.
West Brom, Wigan, Cardiff, Stoke. Are they all winnable?
Wigan, the FA Cup.
Are they all winnable?
So West Brom at home. We can get a result. West Brom are a bit form. I'll be honest. Yeah. I'll take a draw against West Brom. Wigan away. I'll take a win. It's 4 points. Cardiff at home. Another win. That's 7 points. Stoke home. A win or a draw. So yeah.
It's exciting.
8 to 10 points for me.
Fantastic, isn't it? It's exciting times at Luton Town, and for all us supporters, the new manager seems to be doing brilliantly well. Everyone's behind the team. It's a great start to 2023. Let's hope it ends well. Bottaro, thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave some comments below. Luke's back next week, hopefully, and we'll all see you then. Thank you.
Thank you very much.